This is in Boston. They are holding up a sign saying white patience has limits, okay? This is on an overpass, all right? A highway overpass. I have not heard local Boston media talk about this, so we are. The signs read, white patience has limits. It's speculated that the group involved is the Nationalists Club. I will give you some information about that. Described by the Anti-Defamation League as a neo-Nazi group with small regional chapters in the United States and abroad. They typically try to hide who they are because they are in fact cowards, all right? Let's put up this other picture of this group. On January 22nd, the group protested in front of a women's hospital in Boston holding a bed sheet with black lettering reading B&W Hospital kills whites. And then they passed out this flyer, condemning by name 2 doctors associated with the hospital and Harvard Medical School who have been working with Mass General to establish greater equity in healthcare for non-white communities. What does their flyer say? No anti-white policies in hospitals. Anti-white? According to the Counter Extremism Project, NSC members have stockpiled weapons, undergone physical training for future confrontations, and other chapters of the group have violent histories. In September of 2020, German police raided multiple homes, including that of an NSC member, and seized weapons and Nazi paraphernalia. On January 6, 2021, NSC members posted pictures of the NSC paraphernalia on Telegram, claiming that they were taken at a protest at the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. in July of 2020. Several NSC members were arrested for disorderly conduct in Rogersville, Tennessee, after attempting to antagonize protesters at a Black Lives Matter rally. The NSC members reportedly gave Nazi salutes, yelled racial slurs, and attempted to assault protesters, according to local police. Now, it's important for me to say this. This is happening all over the country, it's happening all over the world. You have this rise of white public nationalism. Where is it coming from? It's always been there. It has always been there. The sentiment, the psychology, the sociology, it has always been there. They are now becoming more public because they have champions like Donald J. Trump. They have champions like Steve Bannon. Remember, President Barack Obama did not bring this out. A black president did not create this kind of racist public racism in the United States, but Donald Trump did. Now, is Donald Trump the reason why racism exists? Of course not. Donald Trump, in a way, is a product of racism. And as I have said before, Donald Trump was in power because of the racist sentiment of Americans. That's real. This is why I question anyone who tells me they are a black Trump supporter. I question that. I wonder why. Adrienne, thoughts?
Well, I think this is something that we've seen over the course of history, just essentially where there is any advancement in terms of black liberation, liberty, access to resources, or just having a more vocal platform, that there is this pendulum swing pushback where it's by a number of white people, it's seen as an affront to dominance, to supremacy. And so this thought that, there's only patience has its limits, it's like it's totally comes right out of the playbook. And we're seeing that every day with these bomb threats against HBCUs. We're seeing all of these attacks during Black History Month and into the future, as far as I'm concerned. And this is all just par for course. The fact is that we live in a society that is dominated by white supremacy. And the moment that there's any kind of itching away at that, there's essentially that pendulum swing on back. And this is just demonstrative of it.
Yeah. I think a lot of racist white people who had implicit bias, who were not aware of how racist they were, are now realizing how racist they are. Because the way non-whites have been treated in America is basically as an invited guest. The citizenship dynamic has to be protected in this country. We are citizens of this nation. We have just as much of a right. to be here, to be present, to be bold.